This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.
We end round 9 of the NBL with a clash between two teams who have lost 13 in a row combined. 13 in a row, if you don't mind. But that's not me suggesting this couldn't be and won't be a good game of basketball. You think about the playmakers all over the court. Tyler Harvey, Peyton Seaver, Chris Goulding, Ray John Tucker. This can be a good game of hoops. Let's have a look at a same-game multi for us as well. Total points over. That's a low number, 167.5. We'll take that. Sam Froling to get on the boards as he does each and every night. And XRM against the old team. He'll get over 15.5. Enjoy the game and gamble responsibly.
You know the score. Stay in control. Gamble responsibly.
We're about to watch two desperate teams, but sometimes that desperation leads to the best television. Last one started! Harvey, step back. That's exactly what Tyler Harvey does. Monstrous put back from Tucker. The struggle of bullet makes a big bucket for the Hawks. Harvey with a massive shot, ties it up. United can't get a shot away. 10 seconds remaining. Return, Maves, that is monstrous. Double overtime. It's Melbourne who comes away winners on the road. Yep, it's Illawarra against Melbourne to wrap up round 9, Hungry Jack's NBL. We are at the Sandpit in Wollongong. The Hawks, they're here to protect the pit, but have struggled to do so, including against these men, Melbourne, who've had their own battles, but have won here already this season, even if it did take double overtime to dispose of Tyler Harvey and co. Xavier Ratan-Mays here to inflict more misery on Peyton Seaver. I'm Matt Russell alongside Brad Rosen. Brad, it should come as no surprise these teams played double overtime this season because there have been so many parallels between them over the last few months, these clubs.
Roster changes, input changes, injuries, they've both had it tonight. They get to go head-to-head. I'm looking forward to it. This was a great game the last time they played each other. I'm looking forward to tonight.
There's a real form line here because both teams are off losses against South East Melbourne. United by a skinny margin 6 over the weekend. As for the Hawks, they went down by 34, so they have a lot of ground to make up on that performance.
It starts at the defensive end. Look at that. Points against, 90.7. And they ranked number 1 in the league. They're not getting enough shots up, Matty. They've got to get stops, run down the other end, get some scores. It starts tonight.
Now, we know for Melbourne United, there's no Isaac Humphries COVID. Shea Illy's still out with concussion protocols. Mason Peatley and Marcus Lee warming to their comebacks or arrivals mid-season. But Chris Goulding, 997 made threes. I wonder whether that milestone, 1,000, that rare milestone, is achieved tonight.
Well, we certainly hope so. If you look at that, 997, that's just under 3-point makes. 3 a game. That's what we want to see. Now, can that happen tonight? I think it can. We may never see 1,000 makes in this league again. Remember, a lot of those guys above him were 48-minute games. We're in the 40-minute era. We may be seeing the last time tonight. The last man to 1,000 made threes was Illawarra's Matt Campbell on this floor in 2011, which underlines how rare it is. And those factors you just described, maybe no one will get to 1,000 again, but there's a hell of a lot of NBL to be played over coming decades to prove us wrong. What do you thinking? Overtime again, Brad? Well, this was double overtime last time. It was 4 overtimes a few years ago. I'm calling overtime. Illawarra to get on their home court.
Chris Goulding is saying by a margin on the back of my more than 3 made threes as I make it a big night. He's been a star of this league for a long time, and we welcome 3 more stars. Lee Montagna, Mitch Creek, Liam Santamaria.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Brad. Looking forward to hearing from you guys throughout this game as I welcome in Liam Santamaria, Mitch Creek. Liam, we know it's never about one man alone, but can the recruit of Michael Frazier, can he potentially turn the fortunes around of this club? Because he looked pretty good the other night.
Well, he's certainly going to help because he looked really good. Coming up against your mob, Creaky the Phoenix, played really well. Came out and knocked some shots down. In fact, he knocked this one down right in your grill. And he put 8 points on in the first quarter. He knocked down 17 points for the game. Really efficient shooting. He's going to be a big help.
Yeah, his message for them coming in now, he's the kind of guy who plays at 3-4, can guard and switch in different roles, but it's his ability to play defense and then translate that into offense. 3 points shooting, getting on the rim, just making plays for his teammates, with Harvey hot at the moment, but everyone else in that team's really got to step up. So I think he's the guy that can really make them a winning team.
Well, let's take a look at that Illawarra starting five, thanks to champion Mitch Creek. You've played against both these sides in the last week. What do you expect from this Hawks lineup?
Look, I think Sam Frolling's been great. He's been the talk of the town the last couple of games, but it's coming from Peyton Seaver. He's the guy that's really creating, scoring, but also then putting it on the deck and making plays for Sam to really make some good plays around the basket. Other guys like Deng, Frazier, as we spoke about, but then, as you said, Tyler Harvey shooting the ball at a high clip, very effective in multiple levels of the game, but all those guys are going to have to really work together to get a big win tonight.
Liam, we know no Shea Ellie, no Isaac Humphries tonight, the champions starting five for this Melbourne United roster. Can they get their season rolling tonight?
Well, they're going to need to. If they lose, they slip to ninth, so they can't let that happen if they want to stay in touch. Marcus Lee played really well the other night, a near double-double with a couple of blocks. And I'm fascinated to see the matchups. Who from Melbourne guards Peyton Seaver? Who guards Tyler Harvey, and can they shut them down?
Well, let's hope we have something like we saw in round 5, that wild double overtime game. It was Melbourne United 106-100. We're looking forward to something similar tonight. Of course, Melbourne United have a very good record here at the Wynn Entertainment Centre. They've won their past 6. So they enjoy playing here, and we know Illawarra desperate for a win. Michael Frazier into the starting lineup. Tyler Harvey, Peyton Seaver. We're underway. Monday night basketball to cap off round 9 of the Hungry Jacks NBL season. It'll be United first. Ratan Mays, of course, against his former side, put on a show in that round 5 game, 32 points, and he was huge in overtime. Golding, does he want to get those 3-pointers out the way early? Instead, he'll just take a little mid-range. Froling, who's been attacking the boards lately, gets his first rebound of the night.
And it's the matchups now for Melbourne. You see XRM going to Tyler Harvey. A little overzealous there, but a little unfortunate first play of the game. Hopefully Harvey can kind of find his straps tonight, get the Illawarra Hawks going, but it's going to be XRM, I think, going back into Illawarra. Big week of conversation for him and his old club, but it's going to be interesting to see kind of what happens here.
And the other one is Ray John Tucker guarding Peyton Seaver. We spoke to Dean Vickerman pre-game, actually, and he really highlighted the job they need to do on Seaver in those types of situations. There's Sam Froling getting the foul, getting to the free throw line. Peyton Seaver in the pick and roll dropped 11 dimes against Melbourne last time. And in particular, his ability to get Sam Froling involved. He had 27 and 15, both career highs in that double overtime loss.
Dean Vickerman also spoke to us about just the fouls that Melbourne have been committing lately, just to try and keep the opposition off the foul line. Already they've committed 2 inside the first 45 seconds.
It's really hard to start games, especially if you're on the road. You commit a few early ones, you put them at the line, but then they can set their defense up. They can build a little pressure up the court, try and take the ball out of XRM's hands a little bit without Shaley, obviously, with concussion protocols. You know, they want to try and see someone like Tucker or Goulding bringing up and apply a little more pressure.
Guerra will go down low to Lee. He backs into Froling, couldn't finish. They'll get the offensive board. Golding looking to be aggressive.
Good hustle from David Aquera. Jacob Jackomas, he won't be happy with Deng. He's out there to block out, get rebounds. He gave up an extra possession right there.
Here is Frazier, straight into it. He couldn't get the finish, but then Deng mops up.
It's what he does. It's his staple. Work hard, outwork everyone, be a long athlete, you know, make plays. And
take a look at the Amy replay.
That's much more like it. Yeah, good crash there, and that's Chris Golding not quite getting that block out done, and as a result, easy putback. Frazier with an early look, and then bang, Deng, all over the offensive glass.
Yeah, just the little things at the moment, aren't they, United? Quite getting right. They've been so close. Of course, we know they've lost 4 in the trot. 3 of them, though, have been by 6 points or less. There's Ratan Mays. This is his first attempt of the night. Now Seaver looking to pick up the tempo. Finds Froling.
We talked about it, didn't we? Seaver to Froling. There's something in that.
You like that combination?
I like that combination.
I don't like
it. I don't like it when we play him on Thursday, but I do like it now.
It's a good start for Rajon Tucker, who's been in form the last 4 games. Really found his place, averaging 20 points a game. Going straight back at them. The Hawks, good start for them, positive.
Very positive, always. Good for the Hawks to see some early buckets go down.
Tucker again. Going to go blow for blow. Rajon Tucker.
I don't know. I saw something in the pre-game, Liam and Monty. We saw something in the pre-game. He was doing something special before the game to get warmed up, and he might be on a heater for that reason.
I think you found the secret herbs and spices to Rajon Tucker. Let's see if we can catch that. As we said, been in good form and feeling good about himself at the moment. Back within a point, United. Just a bit stagnant though on offense in this little passage, so Tucker's going to take it upon himself. Bit of a heat check. Let's get down to courtside. Matt Russell.
Yeah, this might be the Hawks' first home game since November 3, more than a month, but the crowd is out and making some noise. They don't care their team is on a 9-game losing streak. Boisterous start early by the true believers in to support their Hawkies.
That's good to see. It's their 3rd Monday night home game this season. So sometimes can be tough for the young families, but they've turned out. Here's Golding. He wants 1,000. Misses his first attempt. We'll try again. And there's 998.
Good hit from Golding. Great effort from Aquera. That's his 2nd offensive board in these first few minutes. And those get the kick out to an open shooter off that offensive board. And it's a guy like Chris Golding. He's going to knock it down.
He got a pretty good look the first time. He just pushes back and off that little flare, little pin down action, but just gets a little flare back when guys are trying to top lock him. Gets a clean look, 2nd attempt, that's where he's always going to make that one.
Good defense from United, forced a turnover, and Rajon Tucker takes full advantage. He's got 8 points early, and he's pumped up.
That's the secret spices, man. I'm telling you right now.
There's that kick out. Aquera, credit here, and Golding able to knock it down, and they're bringing the energy. Look at the energy. The bench is up. They're getting deflections, steals, getting out ahead of the pack, and Jacob Jackomas needs to have a bit of a chat about it. They're getting outworked here in these opening couple of minutes.
So, you reckon you saw the secret herbs and spices to Rajon Tucker?
Well,
8 points inside the first couple of minutes.
2, 3, 4, 5. Little army roll straight into the huddle.
There you go.
If that doesn't get you hot for a game, I don't know what does, man. That's nice. I might try that one time.
He's got 8 points already, so maybe it's working. Brad Newley checks into the game for United. Now Rattan Mays looking to go to work. He was 1 from 7 on Saturday night, Rattan Mays. Couldn't get that 3-ball to drop. Still hasn't found his range. Here's Seaver. Putting the skates on Rattan Mays. And then the feed down low. That's good offense. And Matiang gets his first points.
Pretty from Peyton Seaver. He's creating off the bounce, off the ball screen. And he's given Melbourne some problems there.
Aquera ran into Frazier. Take his time, show a bit of patience. Draws the foul. And he'll get to the free throw line. So we get down to Brad Rosen, courtside.
Yeah, I was just watching Tucker come off the court, and you're right, he was just absolutely exhausted. 8 points, but he gave his whole team 5. Everyone was up, gave him a good pat. They are right in this game, and he is feeling very good.
It's one of those bizarre situations where, you know, the guy who's killing 8 points, who's the game-leading scorer, comes out for a rest. Now, if he's exhausted, fair enough, but in that situation, you'd hope he'd get him back out there quick. So, you know what? Catch your breath. Here we go.
I know one man who'd hate to come off if he was going with 8 points early. Mitch?
Yeah, we have the rule in the team. You put your hand up, you call for a sub.
Yeah.
The coach essentially allows you to, as soon as you're ready and you've got a bit of win back, you can go straight back up to Simon Mitchell. Hey, coach, I'm ready. And he'll walk you basically straight back on that court himself. So he rewards the hard work no matter who it's from.
Hold on, everyone has that rule?
Well, most have that rule. I mean, it depends. Sometimes if you just turn over 3 or 4 times and you're tired from throwing turnovers or air ball pull-up threes like I did.
I'm ready to go,
you
coach.
Come back in straight away.
You know what? Just sit back down.
Yeah, you have a seat, mate.
It's been a good response by Melbourne United, trailing early, now lead by 3. The chance to extend the lead. Oh, a lead. Good bounce pass, trying to find Newley. Just couldn't quite take possession now, Seaver. Froling, as we said, 27 points, 15 boards when these teams met a few weeks ago. And he likes the matchup, and he scores again. He's got 6 early.
I like it, Joey. I like an aggressive Sam Froling. This Illawarra team needs that from him.
Aquera lets it fly, doesn't get the bounce, and Lee had to fight 4 of them for the rebound. They'll kick it back out, Illawarra. Good start to this game. Froling, let's see how good he's feeling. Lets it fly. He's up and about. 9 points for Sam Froling, and that is great to see.
The evolution of Sam Froling came in, and he was a very left-hand dominant player, mainly out of the pick and rolls in the post, but he's stretching the game now, knocking down threes, making plays.
Oh, Chris Golding.
999.
He's now on 999. He wants this out the way early, the 1,000, and both teams lining it up from beyond the arc early. Brad Rosen, what are you seeing down there? Wow.
Sam Froling thinks he's on 999 too. He wants to get there as well.
He is lighting it up.
He's
going
cooking
towards the rim, a little action in the post, and then bang, bang, back to back. Triples for Froling. Here's Chris Golding. He's now 1 away from the milestone.
Beautiful execution. Just textbook.
And then whatever you can do, Golding, Froling says I can do it as well.
Let him know.
12 points for Sam Froling in this first quarter. He is cooking both teams, shooting at a good clip.
He'd only hit 2 threes for the season prior to tonight. Steps in. There's Newley with the response from the corner. Everybody's knocking it down.
Starting to get contagious.
That's always a big question, is even when guys aren't, you know, particularly known for shooting the ball, if they do hit a few early, do you change how you guard him? You know, do you make him put on the deck? Do you let him take that shot with a little more of a closeout and a bit more of a hand? But
And Tyler Harvey wants to get on the act. He thought everyone else is making threes. It's meant to be my job.
Well, I like it from Froling, though, Creaky, early here, because the guy guarding him off the tip there, Marcus Lee, wants to stay home at the rim. Come in, blocking shots. He blocked a couple the other night. That's where he's most comfortable. So Sam Philly probably comes in, says, you know what, I'm going to pick and pop a little here. See if I can knock a couple down, make things difficult. Now he's got a different matchup with Mason Peatling out there.
William Hickey checks into the game for Illawarra, but his bounce pass was turned over, and here's Golding. Draws the foul.
that's a tough matchup. You know, when you're a young guy, you're coming in, a guy's got a milestone game, a big achievement ahead of him, something that no one's really done for a long time, may never do again. He's hit 2 in 6.5 minutes, and you sub straight in onto the greatest shooting guard we've seen in Australia over the last decade.
So Rajon Tucker back on the floor, had the 8 quick points, a couple of threes. He really got the party started, nailing those triples, and then a bit too strong on that one. An offensive foul on Peatling.
There was another thing we chatted with Dean Vickman about pre-game, wasn't it, Joey? Offensive rebounding for Melbourne United. They're last in the league in offensive rebounding percentage. Just haven't been getting on the O glass and winning extra possessions. And we asked him, is it something you guys are doing differently with regards to defensive transition? Is it a schematic thing? And he said, not really. Essentially, he was saying, I just want my guys to go a bit harder and show a little bit more effort in that part of the game.
And it's not really a skill you just kind of, you go to a handbook and look at. You've really got to outwork your man, understand when the shot's going up, position yourself, kind of fight into that space.
Nice move from William Hickey at one end, and then Dave Barlow, with all the experience in the world, has a chance for a three-point play at the other.
It's been a high-octane opening quarter. It was a beautiful finish from Hickey underneath down that other end, and we haven't seen movement like that from Barlow throughout this season. This team's ticking the scoreboard over.
Of course, remember your chance to win the trip of a lifetime to the US for you and a mate to meet the great man Shaquille O'Neal. Flights, accommodation, spending money all included. Enter now. See the QR code there at the bottom of the screen. What an opportunity of a lifetime that would be. As United lead this by 2 points late in the first quarter. Really entertaining first quarter. Particularly this man, Froling. 12 points, wants to continue to be aggressive. Liam Santamaria likes it, why not?
Boom, shakalaka, big Sam Froling. Man bun Mondays come to play. I love it.
He's got 14 of Illawarra's 23 in this opening term.
Been averaging 11 points a game for the season. Well and truly past that already is Harvey, wide open. That's bread and butter for him.
What a clip. That ball is absolutely drenched right now.
Both teams shooting over 55% from three-point range. So Peatling's going to try his luck. Oh, just didn't quite get the roll. The crowd that's at the Wynn Entertainment Centre enjoying this one. Michael Frazier yet to really get in on the act in this first quarter. Froling, can he get 16? It's all going his way.
Shooting, he's just following him off. Just keep shooting. If he subs off, he needs to shoot from the bench. I don't care what anyone says.
And then Hickey with the effort on the defensive end. Illawarra, what a first quarter for them. And Frazier couldn't finish the layup. He's going to go again. And they are up and about. The bench are all up and about. Positive signs for the Hawks.
Geez, great effort. Frazier surrounded by a couple of United guys, and he just kept at it. Here he is, Newley, Barlow, XRM hanging around. 4 guys in the paint, 1 Hawk, and he comes up with the three-point play.
And that's the difference maker Frazier has. You know, he's such a big, strong guy. You know, he makes effort plays. He's a great athlete. He can shoot the ball, scores on different levels, but it's plays like that. That's the energy that Illawarra need right now.
So 8 points now, Illawarra. It's been a seesawing first term. They led by 6 early. Melbourne United shot to the front and then a really strong finish. Rattan Mays slips. Tucker couldn't get the reverse, but Peatling there, another offensive board. That's what Dean Vickerman will be happy about. And that'll see out a very entertaining first quarter of basketball, led by this man, Sam Froling, 16 points on 6 of 7 shooting. He's leading from the front. Illawarra go into the quarter time break. They lead by 6, and they're chock full of confidence. An entertaining first quarter of basketball here at the Wynn Entertainment Centre Monday night. And Illawarra put on a show. 31 first quarter points. Chris Golding, he's only one away from reaching the 1,000 3-point mark. But Illawarra with the 6-point lead, and Liam Santamaria, it's off the back of this man. He is on fire.
Blistering first quarter performance from Sam Froling. There's the shot chart, 16 points, 6 of 7 from the field. It's the highest scoring first quarter this season by anybody across the league, and it's double his previous best output in a first term. So I said up at the top that they really need an aggressive Sam Froling, and he has been all that and more so far.
Well, let's get straight down to courtside to Matty Russell. What are you seeing, Matt?
You're right, Liam. Fantastic from Sam Froling, and the Hawks delighted there. 31 points makes it their best quarter of the season. Jacob Jacomas liked their offense. He just said we've given up too many offensive rebounds to United at the other end, and to stay physical. He said that late in that first quarter there were some signs that Melbourne was starting to dominate a little physically. He wants that to stop straight away. Down to you, Brad Rosen.
Well, pretty much similar but opposite sides of the story. Dean Vickerman was not happy at all, giving up 31 points. He said, we've got to get back on defensive transition. He then spoke about Froling. He said, I don't want to go and double, but I want you to dig when he gets the ball down low. Have a crack, get the ball. Let's get this going, boys.
Here's Peatley looking to be aggressive on offense. They're going to keep possession.
It was a great cut here from Deng Deng. Very simple execution. Off the baseline, out of bounds, and really good timing on the pass.
Thanks to Amy there, the replay. Deng Deng, 4 points. Rajon Tucker with 8 in the first quarter, including a couple of threes. Peatling working hard on the offensive end. And you can hear Dean Vickerman get back on defense, because they're looking to play quick, the Hawks. Matiang wants it down low. Deng thinks about it, and then it's about going solo. Good defense from Chris Golding. And now Seaver just gives himself a little bit of separation on Lee. We have a play down, it's Matiang. Not happy. Looks to be okay though. It's a 10-point lead. In this one, Melbourne United, any concerns, Liam? What are you seeing from the Melbourne end?
Oh, they'd be concerned, for sure. Here you can see, yeah, that was a nasty shoulder. Quite low in the setup there. Trying to walk it off, Rango Matiang. For sure, Melbourne will be concerned with what they're seeing at the defensive end. We heard the report out of the huddle with Sam Froling. Just need to adjust our coverage a little bit, start to dig on him in the post. But also Peyton Seaver. They highlighted him as a guy they need to shut down. 5 points and 5 assists here, a minute and change into the second quarter.
I think one of the keys for Melbourne is just getting that ball up a little bit quicker. You know, they don't really initiate their offense until about 17 seconds. It doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're starting the game with 20 seconds to run your plays, or 17, there is a big difference, and that anxiety grows as the shot clock goes on. But Illawarra are doing a pretty good job of just kind of denying X the ball. He has to come back, cut for the ball, and even then, he's just getting over halfway in that 8 seconds.
One bonus shot to go. How loud can you get into it?
Vickerman there, slightly concerned, but just figuring out what they can do there. Nice bit of play from Brad Newley.
Might have been the luckiest finish of the season, just quietly.
We know this season, thanks to Latrobe Financial, giving away guaranteed $50,000. Enter now, nbl.com.au/legends for your chance to win. Great competition.
Jacomas picking up a little behavioural warning. That dead ball situation.
Well done from Aquera. Got the block in and looking to push the pace. Another thing that Dean Vickerman told us pre-game is they want to get a bit more pace into their offense, and that's a good feed into Lee. He gets his first points of the night, Marcus Lee. Seaver. Here's Frazier. 17 points on debut. Just dropped the shoulder on Golding, and then Froling's going to get to the stripe.
Well, he thought he should have got a whistle. There, Chris Golding, get another look at it, sliding his feet. He probably should have, to be honest. Not a lot of contact, but the extension of the forearm, usually enough to buy that whistle. Froling goes to the free throw line.
Second foul on Marcus Lee. So I think both coaches now have a behavioural warning already. Of course, we know there's plenty on the line for these two sides. Melbourne United have lost 4 on the trot. They've said they know they need to win, and they've still got aspirations to make the top 6, Liam. They know they need to win 9 or 10 of their last 14.
Well, this one is massive in that regard. Look, Illawarra 1 and 10. They're not going to make the finals. They're not going to make the play-in tournament. They are playing for different reasons right now, for the pride of the jersey and their fan base. But Melbourne United, you're right, they still do harbour those aspirations, but they lose this and they slip to 5 and 10, 9th place, and it's a big, big mountain to climb from there. So there's a number of teams over the course of this season, and Melbourne were one of them a few weeks back, who have come into this building or played against Illawarra on a couple of losses, got a win and got themselves going a little bit. Melbourne looking to try to get that happening tonight.
Here's Golding, 1 away from 1,000, and he's going to do it off one step. There it is, CG 43. Here comes CG 1000, joining the illustrious list of some of the all-time greats to make 1,000 three-point shots. What a way to do it.
And you know what? He just makes 1 3. I wouldn't be surprised if he takes the next one.
What a way to bring it up.
And very quickly, the moment it's turned into disappointment. As we take a look at that,
Foul is on 43.
not the most conventional way we've seen him make most of his 1,000, but still counts.
He just has an ability to maintain the balance in all kinds of situations like that. Squares his shoulders. He hit one ridiculous one late in the game on Saturday night, and it looked like he was going to threaten to come over the top, and here he joins that illustrious, exclusive 1,000 club.
He's up to 11 points already in this one. He's been averaging the 3.5 3 points.
No problem. All right.
3-point shots made a game over the last 6 weeks. Already got 3.
A great way to make it too, like that. Although it's a not conventional way to kind of make your 1,000th, it's kind of a little bit reminiscent of Chris and how great he's been over his career and the ability he's made in making shots. But that one-legged, running 3 is now going to make a great poster somewhere.
So Melbourne will challenge the call. It is a coach's challenge.
So there's the contest.
Oh, this will be successful, I would think.
I'm there with you.
That's successful.
There's nothing in that. That's a bit of a flop, potentially. So they might be successful here.
Yeah, that's a nomination, right?
Is that a nomination?
Oh, yeah, that's a nomination for...
I'll wait for the call, but I think they should be successful here, Melbourne.
The New South Welshman Actor of the Year goes to...
Because both teams still shooting at 50% from 3-point
challenge
range.
is successful.
The
foul will be cancelled, and we'll be starting with a jump ball.
How many of you guys got right this season? Like, when you see the coaches' challenges, how many have you guys picked
Gazy
right?
got one right yesterday.
More,
he was positive.
More than the coaches.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, we have Justin.
Because we do get to watch the replay.
We have Justin Robinson, the injured Illawarra Hawk star, joining us with the headset. Thank you for your time, Justin. First of all, talk to us about this game. What are you seeing from your vantage point? Both teams up and about.
I think it's a lot of energy. I think back and forth, a lot of tough shots being made. As you guys were just talking about, the golden 3 was good. I think we're playing energetic. We just have to do the small things and crash the glass and stop giving up offensive rebounds.
Justin, you're obviously sticking around to rehab the injury and stay around the group. Well, what kind of role are you playing on the day-to-day, the week-to-week with this squad right now?
I think just the leader that I am on and off the court. I think just continuing to keep the guys upbeat and not get you down on themselves. The energy's up right now, and I think we're on a roll, as you guys see. I think we're going to continue to learn and grow.
Mitch Creek here, mate. It's been a pleasure to see your career over the NBA now, coming into the NBL. Is that a big aspiration for you in the off-season to get yourself healthy, finish a great season here, and then try and transition back into the NBA of some sort?
Yeah, what's up, Mitch? I think so. I mean, obviously, the league's growing. I think I was going to put me back in a good position to get back to where I want to go. But I think the idea is just whatever's next is to come, and I'm just following God's lead.
Well, thank you for your time, Justin. Sit back, enjoy the show, and hopefully the Hawks boys get a win for you.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Thank you.
Justin Robinson there. What a shame it is that we didn't get to see the best of him, Liam, because from what we saw in the Blitz and early in the season, he's some sort of talent.
It sure is. He's a guy that's been on NBL radars for a couple of years. A couple of teams have been looking at him and having those conversations. There's Froling. Let's see his tally. He's got 19 now.
87.5%. That'll get it done.
Season high of 27 points in that game against Melbourne United in round 5. He's on track to beat that tonight. Maybe a career high, 27 points. So he might be a career night for Sam Froling. I'm sure for him, they'd love to get the win. Seaver lets it fly. And now Goldie. Now that 1000's out the way, you just play with some freedom, continue to be aggressive. We'll draw the foul.
And this is a very positive sign for Melbourne. You know, we're talking about all the big numbers, the milestone here for Chris Goldie. What we're seeing is him getting plenty of opportunities here in this first half. And it's been a real talking point about this group over the course of the season. Now checking out right now for a bit of a rest, but getting some shots up, getting on the board early. Is the only Melbourne United player in double figures. That's a world Dean Vickerman and this United squad want to be living in. Chris Golding, aggressive early.
And with Tucker on the bench, he is their guy. And even when he's on the court, the ball gets moved around a little more. There's a few different sets of hands it can go into. But when Chris is on the floor and he's the main and primary scorer, and Tucker on the bench, or XRM goes to the bench, you really want to see him be really aggressive off those pin downs, go into a lot of pick and roll, horns action, see the ball in his hands, get a feel for it, get a few touches. Then when those big stars do come back in and help him, he's already kind of well adapted to the play and the rhythm, and he can find his touch just a little bit easier.
I'll tell you what, fellas, if we had said 5 minutes before half-time and Tyler Harvey and Rattan Mays would have 3 points between them, I wouldn't think there'd be too many points on the board, but some others stepping up. There is Tyler Harvey drawing the foul.
He's only had the 3 shots, Harvey. And it's not like he's just been blazing away and coming up short. Meanwhile, they've just been finding other avenues to score. They've been playing through Peyton Seaver. We mentioned the 5 assists. And, of course, plenty of catches and opportunities for Sam Froling. And he's been delivering.
It feels like Harvey has been playing better with Seaver back in this side the last 4 games. He's averaging over 21 points a game, Tyler Harvey. 4 triples. But quiet so far, which is a positive for an Illawarra Hawk fan, because they are certainly up and about. Baseline would be the call, so it wasn't a shooting foul as Rajon Tucker and Mango Madiang exchange a few words, a bit of feeling in it.
Probably just a little bit of chat, like your haircut. Nice fade, man.
Well, that also might have been a little bit from earlier when Rajon Tucker dropped the shoulder into Madiang. He's arguing that he was shooting. Still a 5-point lead. It's Illawarra. Here is Froling. They double team him. The step back, he's feeling it. 21 points.
Absolute whopper of a game here, fellas, for Sam Froling.
Now Rattan Mays yet to score. He wants to get into the action, and he draws the foul. We'll get the chance.
Black 9.
Some bodies went down.
Before that one, XRM, he's 0-5, but he's shooting a lot of jumpers late in the shot clock. The offense has been a little stagnant. They haven't really flowed as well as they have been in the past, but when he's shooting at the end of the shot clock, he's not really in a rhythm. It makes it hard, but that's where X is dangerous. Getting downhill as he gets cops a leg from Mango just there.
Matt Russell, you're right there, courtside. What are you seeing?
Well, I'm seeing Will Davo Hickey, and in a bleak season so far for the Hawks, one of the positives has been the emergence of Davo Hickey. Very relaxed, clearly got great skill, a lot of talent there, and some fantastic hops, delivered a couple of memorable highlights so far. You mentioned earlier on being given a challenge, being sent out to guard Chris Goulding. That's because the coach and the squad really believes in Davo. So he's a player to watch for the Hawks and a bright spot for them so far. And I know that Davo is really looking forward to Indigenous round just around the corner. Expect that to see him grow a little bit more into this exciting role at Illawarra.
Mays knocks down both, which is good for him. He's only been averaging 46% from the free throw line this season, which is bizarre.
It is bizarre. You look at his other numbers, 47% from the field, 39% from three, and then he came in shooting 13 of 29 from the stripe. He's had the yips.
He's Froling to Harvey. Couldn't get that to fall. Scoring's just dried up a little bit in this second quarter after both teams were red hot early. Return Mays. Can't get that to fall, but Matiang
own goal.
Scored an own goal.
That's a good trick. So does that go to...
I was going to ask you, who does the points go to? What happens there?
I don't know. I feel like you just nominate someone on the bench.
I reckon you put your hand up.
Say, for us, you know, Anzac, that's yours, mate. You can have that one. You've been incredible for us, but it goes just to the bench, right?
Yeah, it didn't go to Return Mays. 5 points.
Take 2 off Mango.
That's Lockie Barker into the game for Melbourne United. It's Return Mays. Nice little bit of fancy work there. Got it to Peatling, who couldn't finish from close range, and now Fraser. 17 points, as we said, on debut.
Oh, let it fly, big fella.
He wants to take on Barlow. Just his second miss of the night for Sam Froling.
Barlow just did enough to make him think about it. Just a little stunt.
Now Tucker and Harvey. Tucker used his bulk, used his size and strength. He gets the points and a chance for a three-point play.
That's a tough finish.
Some big finishes tonight. I mean, can we bring in like a Hungry Jack segment, like a flame-grilled finisher moment? Tonight's full of them. I like it. Can we talk to somebody about that one?
Well, that's a nomination.
Like Newley had one, Barlow's had one. It's that might be something.
Sam Froling has been in that conversation, but Tucker, he joins Chris Goulding now. Second Melbourne United player in double figures.
Leaves that one short. Peyton Seaver still with the 5 points, 5 assists. We tick down under 3 minutes. Illawarra desperate for their second win of the season. Long time between drinks for them. Melbourne United, they want to build some momentum. Here is Hickey, that's going to be a foul.
Oh, wow.
Just a little bit careless from Rajon Tucker.
It was a bad foul because he was over-helping away from Davo Hickey and then just way too overzealous on the recovery. Launches himself in the air, and it was just a slight bit of contact on the backside of Hickey. But when he's up in the air shooting that ball, that's all it takes.
Of course, free throws have been an issue for both these sides this season. Illawarra shooting at 63% as a team. Melbourne 67%. Hickey with a chance to add 3 to the tally for Illawarra Hawks. Any idea what he's talking about there? Make or miss?
I imagine a bit of extended pressure. That's what I would think. Usually you put extended pressure in and the idea is it's off the made free throw, but I get the sense here, he made it pretty clear.
It's pretty clear.
He wants it in place, make or miss.
He probably wanted a little bit more extended pressure. There it is.
Just a little 1-2-2 zone there. Just slow it up, take some time off the clock. We talked about it earlier. X bring the ball up a little slow when they're trying to deny him, but...
Fell to Golding. He had his feet set. He's now 3 of 5 from beyond the arc, and Fraser again looking to be aggressive, but a couple of big men defending well for United. And Fraser will step out to the 3-point mark, and that's pure.
Putting a bit of pressure back on Melbourne now, making shots. A couple of guys turned down some good looks, but just got to shoot the ball and trust the process.
Well, earlier we saw Chris Golding make his 3rd three-pointer of the night, which made him reach 1,000 in his NBL career. There's only been a certain few special ones that have reached that milestone, and a couple of them had a very special message for CG43.
1,000 three-pointers for Chris Golding. Chris, congratulations. It's a great honor. It's a very select club. I think I might be in it. That's why they're asking me to do this. But well done. I've always loved watching you play. You do it with style. You do it with class. And you can really shoot that ball. Congrats.
Hey, Chris, welcome to the exclusive 1,000 Club. Congratulations, my man, and keep jacking it up there.
Congratulations on 1,000 threes. I know that this is definitely a special milestone, not only for you, for the NBL, and all your family back home. Wishing you nothing but the best, except against us.
Now, Copes, how many did you win?
1,000?
1,000.
I was 1242.
1242. So
what about you?
I don't know exactly, but...
1,800, 1,826 you were. I tell you what, Golding, you got a long way to go, brother. A long way to go to catch this guy.
It is, but it's still, for 4 figures, a remarkable achievement by our man Chris Golding. Well done, congratulations. May there be many more. Hunting down 12, how many?
42.
And 18, how many?
26. Still the best shooter in the league. Good luck, brother.
Keep shooting them, my friend.
A couple of familiar faces there, and there's another one, Matt Campbell, who's also in the club.
Well, he's in the spot just above Chris on that table. He's 10th all time. Matt Campbell made it rain there for Illawarra and Wollongong over the years. 1,049. So Chris hunting him down.
Got him in his sights
very quickly.
Fair effort, Mitch Creek.
Yeah, look, I don't think I'll ever see 1,000 three-point attempts, let alone a makes. It's a hell of an achievement. As much as you are rivals on the court, and although I don't have a lot to do with Chris in any really circumstance away from basketball, you know, you respect the man and what he's done and the career he's had, because he's shaped a pathway for, you know, basketballs all around the world that have watched him play, but definitely young, you know, boys and girls coming through in Australian basketball. They can look at someone like him, who's arguably one of the most pure shooters the world basketball scene's ever seen. So hats off to Chris. 1,000's a great achievement, but yeah, it's a pretty special moment for basketball tonight.
I reckon he'll want to cap off this milestone game with a win, though. That's more important to him tonight. Try and build into their season, but this man's having something to say about it. Sam Froling.
What I like about this from Sam Froling, Joey, he's been kind of inconsistent over the past month or two in terms of imposing himself on ball games. Over the past 8 games, he's alternated double-digit point scoring outpoint with single-digit scoring outpoint. And against this team, we mentioned he had the career-high 27 in that double overtime loss, but he's come out here having an enormous impact. 22, he's got double the amount of points of anyone else in the game here in this first half. And he has well and truly imposed his will on proceeding.
You look at every good team in the league, they've got a dominant big, someone who can put points on the board, who can get rebounds, who can kind of clean up with touching around the ring, you know, floaters, playing out the short pick and roll game, head on the rim, and when you can step out and shoot the ball and knock 1 or 2 threes down every game or two, it just makes you so hard to guard. And someone like a Lee can't just sit under the ring. You've got to come up, step up a bit higher, you know, on a Seaver, who then finds a good short roll. And it just makes it really hard to guard. And I think that's what the great teams are doing in the league this year, like your Sydneys and your New Zealands. They're just really utilising that short and long-range pick and roll game.
Tan Mays makes both free throws. Just over a minute left in this first half. Illawarra been strong both ends of the floor. They go back to Froling. Why wouldn't they? Faces up to Barlow and backs down, kicks it out. Hickey, shot clock ticking down. Deng wide open. And Hickey with a good hustle play. And then Deng with the one-handed putback.
Bandit right now.
And there's some good energy in the Win Entertainment Centre at the moment. Vickerman trying to get some energy in his side. They still trail by 5 points. They trailed by 6 at quarter time in Melbourne United. Harvey gets the handoff. Good defence from Barlow. Now Michael Frazier. Shot clock down to 4. And again, that's a beautiful stroke.
They are feeling it. The Hawks, 60% from the field, nearly 50% from long range. 53 points. This is the lowest scoring team in the league, and they're piling it on.
And they're going to go into the break with a handy 8-point lead. The home crowd are appreciating this performance. 53 points to half-time. To put into perspective, the last 2 Monday night home games Illawarra have had, they averaged 59 points for the game. If you remember a couple of those performances. And let's get down to the man that has set them up in this first half. He's been absolutely cooking, and that is Sam Froling.
Absolutely, Sam Froling, 16 points in the first quarter, the highest scoring first quarter by any player this season. Where did that beginning come from?
No, you see a couple free throws go down, then your next 3 ball, you start feeling pretty good about yourself. So I think that's what kick-started it, yeah.
You're the lowest scoring team in the league, yet you posted 53 points to half-time. Why is the offense flowing today?
I think we're just playing a bit more free than we have been, you know, making better reads, not getting stuck in, like, making the offense. We're making reads, finishing stuff.
Points are flowing, but the coach is always banging on about defence. Is that going to be the talk at halftime as well?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, 45 points is probably a bit too many. We want to keep them below 40. You know, that's where we're going to win games on the defensive end.
Great half, Sam. Keep it going. The Hawks leading it 53-45 at halftime. Can they go on with it? We're back right after this. first time this season, the Hawks dance girls are busting more moves than usual because the Hawkies have hit the half century for the first time this campaign. They lead at 53-45. Chris Goulding had a big moment in that first half, but really, the first 20 minutes, Brad Rosen, all about the Illawarra Hawks and their scoring.
Fantastic. We saw the shot at the beginning of the game. It was like 70-odd points a game that they were scoring. And right now, you just mentioned the Sam Froling. They've already got 53. They've been outstanding. They've shot less shots than Melbourne, but made more. He has been outstanding from the tip-off. I love how he said it. I just needed that first free throw to drop, and then it just got rolling. And for players that have been in there, this thing's a hula in tonight, and he is absolutely loving it, throwing his hands up. He's been brilliant. And what I've loved, if they've kept going back to him, that's the key. Don't take the ball away from him. Make Melbourne change up, and they haven't done that, and that's great.
Yeah, the Hungry Jacks halftime highlights dominated by Sam Froling. 22 points to halftime. He's been prominent as the Hawks shot at nearly 60%, and he had 16 points in the opening quarter, 22 to the half. Can he go on with it now? Well, Chris Goulding and United will hope not, but Chris Goulding has made his 1,000th three-point shot in the first half. Came into this game with 997. According to his averages, it was always going to happen tonight, and there it is.
Well, I heard the commentators say during the game he's aggressive, and that's when we love seeing Chris Goulding do what he does. This little up fake here, little runner on the right foot, only Chris Goulding can do that, and he's been doing it for 1,000 mates. Congratulations to him, it's outstanding, and he's been brilliant for our league. Like I said earlier, I don't think we're ever going to see this again. There is a 40-minute game right now, and look at that list there. Everyone above him, that was 48-minute era. Right now, Chris Goulding, he played in some of that, but outstanding.
So through the generations, what a list it is. Gaze, Heel, Riley, Bruton, Copeland, Rucker, Ronaldson, Stewart and more. The most recent man to 1,000 is sitting a few feet to our left, Matty Campbell, now the GM of basketball here at the Illawarra. That was in 2011 when he made the mark. It's taken until 2022, and now given its 40-minute NBL, you're right. You wonder whether any man can get to what Chris Goulding has done tonight, 1,000 made threes. Speaking about some of the long shots that we've seen, we're going to talk more about that later on, but Liam Santamaria is standing by with Mitch Creek to give us some more great analysis on the first half.
Well, we've got to talk about Sam Froling. He's been the dominant player on the court, Creaky. 22 first half points, and we're going to have a look at a little bit of what he's been getting done. Firstly, in transition, he runs the floor as well or better than every big in the league.
He does. You know, you see here, when you're about to pause it, Lee's only a step in front of him right now, but he's watching the rest of the backside come down the court. You've got the ball in Seaver's hands. Goulding's coming back, trailing the play. You've got Frazier and also Harvey, and that's taking Rajon Tucker's attention. You watch the work, gets a couple of good steps, easy finish, gets the confidence going there.
So they're finding him in transition, they're finding him in the pick and roll, and they're also finding him in the block. And to begin with, Melbourne United, single coverage, saying, Dave Barlow, Marcus Lee, you're going to have to handle him. So here's Barlow on an island with Sam Froling. Meanwhile, no help coming, Creaky, from any of these other guys.
And that's the hardest thing to kind of guard, is a one-out situation in the block. Obviously here, the play starts to come in way. You've got a double away action, which just frees up Sam to kind of play. He's a little bit bigger. He's got some length. He's already feeling himself. The little fadeaway touch is beautiful to see from the big fella.
And then Melbourne made the adjustment. They go into the timeout. They say, we want to dig when Froling gets the ball in the post. What does that mean?
Well, for us, the hardest thing is knowing when they're going to come and rotate. Are they going to help, at what stage or at what time? And right here you see the offense is set. They're trying to get some away action to distract, but you do have the help side sitting in. So it just crowds the space for Sam right now. You want to try and keep everyone spread. Give us big fellas a little bit of time to play and a little bit of freedom. Otherwise, it is very hard to kind of make plays. But as you can see, when we press play here, starts to be patient, falls away from the defense, still in rhythm, makes a great play, and that's where he's really starting to find his growth in game.
And they're going to have to keep making adjustments on Sam Froling. Might have to start doubling. He's on a heater.
Thank you, Liam. Thank you, Mitch. Now, thanks to Latrobe Financial, we are guaranteeing a $50,000 giveaway. All you got to do is head to nbl.com.au/legends. Film yourself making a shot from mid-court like these people have, and you are in the running. Brad Rosen spent 8 hours last Sunday and couldn't come up with a nomination.
I tried kicking, booting, throwing. I tried everything. Still no good.
Well, still plenty of time to enter. Make sure you go to nbl.com.au and put yourself in the running for 50K. We're back right after this.
The Wynn Entertainment Centre tonight is pumping because they are enjoying what they're seeing from their Illawarra Hawks. You have to go all the way back to round 2 when they had their one and only win of the season against the Southeast Phoenix. Since then, 9 straight losses by an average of 15 points. But here they are, up by 8 points, starting the third term, looking for the win. Melbourne United, they want to break this 4-game losing slump, and they've got some work to do. Let's get this second half going as Chris Golding will launch straight away. Rattan Mays, who had a quiet first half, but that's nice for his confidence.
Might be a nice start for Melbourne United and their fans. A little bit of a changed lineup. Marcus Lee, he's got the 3 fouls, so he's going to come off the bench. Dave Barlow starting the second half at the 5.
Rattan Mays was 0 from 7 from the field before that. All 4 points came from the free throw line. Froling continuing to be aggressive. 22 first half points. Leaves that one short.
So there, no dig, no double. Single coverage again with Barlow, who is a premier post defender. They come up with the stop.
It's a good look, though. We saw it in the first half. He makes a couple of those, but I hope in that warm-up at half-time he was practicing a couple of those fadeaways, but came out a little cold on that one.
Rajon Tucker comes out just as he did to start the game. He's up to 12 points. He had 8 inside the first 4 minutes. Early for United.
Did he do the push-ups?
Not sure he did them at half-time. Maybe he has, yeah. And there's Golding on defence with a little swat. And now Rattan Mays will find Rajon. This will tell us. Makes it short.
Maybe too many push-ups.
Now he's got his hands full trying to guard Peyton Seaver, but that's going to be an offensive foul on Sam Froling.
Melbourne coming out with a little bit more energy here. You kind of see the lacklustre offensive possessions, careless with the ball, the first 1 or 2 possessions, settle on a fade away, you don't really get a good shot. Melbourne come down, Chris deflection, XRM. This is what you want if you're Melbourne United.
Illawarra just make sure they stay consistent with their effort. It was only last Sunday against you guys, Mitch Creek. They were down by 9 points midway through the third, and then by three-quarter time, they were 26 points down. It just got blown away in a 6 or 7 minute period, so they need to just find that level of consistency, stay in it for 4 quarters.
I mentioned the foul trouble for Marcus Lee. We've also got 3 personals on Peyton Seaver. Keep an eye on that. He's so important to what they do, especially at the offensive end, and he will not want to be picking up his 4th anytime soon.
5.6 assists for Peyton Seaver in the first half. Already got a couple of double-doubles this season. As Rajon Tucker again continuing to be aggressive. We'll get to the stripe.
Yeah, defenders just caught with their hands in the cookie jar there. Just a little too overzealous. But you're right, Tucker's been aggressive, and when he's in this mindset, he's so tough to play against. He's tough to contain. He's a menace all over the court. He's a big, strong body. And when he's like this, he's a very tough man to hold on to.
Top 10 in free throw attempts across the league, sits in 7th spot. Watching him in pre-season, I thought he'd be first. I thought he'd lead the league in free throw attempts with his ability to get downhill, his strength around the bucket. Creek, you're always going to be in that conversation. Don't worry. But he's starting to. Looks like he's finding a little bit of his groove here. You can see the confidence. He's given the 2 little signs and the like. And he's in an aggressive mindset, as you say.
As I said, his last 4 games, he's averaging 20 points a game. So that puts him in the top handful in the competition. As Froling just worried out of that from Aquera. Able to get the ball back. We'll kick it out to Deng. That's a good look.
Deng's played a great game tonight. He's doing all little things well. He's got putback dunks galore. They're everywhere, left, right, and centre. But it's just the little things for him. He just gets his hands in the lane, comes down, right place, right time, shoots it with confidence, and knocks it down there.
9 points for Deng. Here's Tucker again, sets the feet, lets it fly, and it's off, and well done from Aquera. Good offensive board. Tan Mays continuing to struggle from 3-point range, 1 of 5 after going 1 of 7 a couple of nights ago against the Phoenix.
It's his 4th offensive rebound, David Aquera. And he sends that one into the front row.
Some athleticism there. Take a look at the Amy replay. Dang, looking to be aggressive, but as you called, he just swats that one into the crowd.
It's good energy. Dean Vickerman spoke about David Aquera in the post-game presser the other night, and about the fact that, he has been struggling a little bit in recent times, but he said, you know what, he's going to be our starter at that 4 spot until somebody outplays him and earns that position.
It's going to stay an Illawarra ball. Those kids in the front row there just have to be careful eating their Hungry Jack's fries. They nearly copped the ball in the scone.
That'd be a tough one to explain, isn't it? Go home with a black eye. What happened? Don't ask. Mitigating circumstances, that one. I wasn't there, it wasn't me. Got copped in the face of the ball. Blocked into my head.
Flop warning call there against XRM.
I love X, and he's a great guy. We spent a lot of time in the off-season in Los Angeles working together with Jordan Lawley, J. Law Ball, and he does like a little bit of that contact acting. I give it to him a fair bit. We get down in the block in the game, and he's yelling at me.
There was Seaver again, Liam. Take a look at the flop warning. See if it was fair or not.
There might be a bang.
Yeah, there was a delay there.
Definite contact, huge flop. And this is what Hawkheads want to see. Peyton Seaver, Sam Froling pick and roll, the little pocket pass. Froling now taking his tally to 25, and Seaver's got 5.7 dimes.
2 points away from a equal career high for Sam Froling. He's got a 30-piece written all over this tonight. And some.
And some.
Look at that, 25 and 5 already.
So for reference, 33 is the highest score by anyone this season. Milton Doyle, yesterday, put that on the board.
Rattan Mays may have had it in round 1 as well.
Yeah, he equaled Rattan Mays and that effort. So nobody's gone beyond that. Froling is looking likely.
He should be eyeing that off, Froling. 25 already. And here's Seaver again in that pick and roll action with Froling.
You had a 30-piece this season?
I don't know. I think I probably have one. I think I
points
did.
on the board.
I've got a couple. Yeah. I mean, I'm averaging in the 20s, so I think I would have. I don't know. Please, come on. We said that last time, and I actually wasn't. So, look, I just like playing with Gary Brown and Alan Williams, the touch king and the Puerto Rican prince. It's a nice trio we've got going on there.
Sparkle the bullet, kicks it out to Fraser. He's knocked down a couple of threes with a hand in the face. Short on that one.
Shout out Trey Kell and Ryan Brockhoff.
Shout out the boys.
Some contact off the ball. Offensive foul on Dave Barlow.
Can you get another look at that? Just to see whether Peyton Seaver plomped himself. He did. And it's there. It's a call. The ref has no choice but to make it. Well, in reality, but I don't love to see it. I don't love to see guys just plonking themselves in front of the defense. Plenty of opportunity for Seaver to slide out of that play.
I understand. I understand.
Reece Carter doesn't like it. He's with you there, Liam. He thinks it's one of the ugly plays in basketball, just standing in front of a bloke in transition.
Speaking of Reece Carter, shout out his little son, Magnus. Might be in bed by now, but his 7th birthday today. Coach Carter on the road, not able to be there. Shout out the young fella.
Here's Fraser. Nice little step back, got some separation and then got the roll. Maintaining this lead at the moment, Illawarra. It's over to Melbourne United. Find a way to peg back the margin. Newley checks in, wants to get into Aquera. Illawarra defence, all over that one, and Melbourne will keep possession. Timeout being called. Of course, we know that Illawarra have had a couple of import changes. We spoke to Justin Robinson earlier. George King no longer in the roster. Doing some nice things this afternoon. And earlier pre-game, we spoke to Chris Goulding, talking about his 1,000 three-pointers. Let's see what he had to say.
Yeah, someone said at the start of the year it looked like I would tick that over at some stage this year, so it's cool. I'm imagining there's some really big names and legends of our game, names that I looked up to when I was a kid in that list, so in that regard it's cool. Still got to get there.
We couldn't find your first made three, but we have found your first for Melbourne. It came against Illawarra, ironically. You mentioned the names on that list. Gaze on top of them all, followed by Heel, Riley, Bruton, Copeland and Rucker. The last man to do it was Matt Campbell for the Hawks on this floor in 2011. So when you hear those names, as you've touched on, you grew up watching them, I imagine, and being inspired by some of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Matty Campbell hit a fair few on me in the early stages of my career, so that 1,000 might have been on me. But yeah, if we get there, amazing to be included in that list. If it happens tonight, great, but I'll trade off a few threes for coming away with a win, that's for damn sure.
There's Matt Campbell, and that's the right attitude from Chris Goulding. Yeah, the hair's changed a little bit since that first three-pointer made for Melbourne.
He'll be nervous right now, Matt Campbell. Speaking of Soup, the GM of basketball for the Illawarra Hawks team is the man who made the decision to bring in Michael Fraser. As Newley draws the foul there, he's going to get to the free throw line, and
this is what I love too. Look at Seaver.
That might be on Seaver. That'll be.
Oh no,
he's
fourth.
He's called it. He's gone to coach and said, "It's not me. It's not mine. I don't own this foul."
So they are going to. Coach is going to listen to Peyton Seaver. You just worry this might be more out of maybe more out of hope than anything when you know that it's your fourth person on the line. Such an important player, Liam. You've spoken a lot about him tonight, the way that he's been able to set up his teammates, in particular Sam Froling, the 7 assists. Just the 5 points, but he hasn't been needed to score. Let's go in and take a listen to Coach Jacob Jackomas.
So the coach's challenge in play. There you see Siva chasing Newley. Now, we need to get at something a little closer. It doesn't look like a lot of contact, but did he get him on the arm?
Who called that?
So that's, we know that they have other angles to look at. Any sort of contact, though, there, Liam, would have to be a foul.
Well, the issue is I'm not sure it's clear enough there to overturn the call on the floor.
Yeah.
Now, here, have another look at this angle. The catch. Jeez, he looks like that runs right by him.
He'd want to hope that baseline cameraman is earning his keep tonight, because that might be the one view and angle that saves Siva from having 4 right here. In Siva's head, he's thinking, we go to Sizzlers, it's going to feed right now.
The foul will stand and we're shooting 2.
Yes. There you go. The way Newley went up with the shot and it fell so short made it feel and seem like he hit him on the elbow. And again, I just don't think there's anything there definitive enough to overturn.
So he will come over spell now. Peyton Siva. How does the lineup look now, Liam, without Siva out there for a little bit?
Well, it's decision time for Jacob Jackomas. Who does he turn to here to come in and handle the ball? Now, we saw a lot of Lockie Dent to begin the season at that one spot. And we saw some of Will Hickey in recent times, but he's not turning to either of those guys. Going to give the ball to Tyler Harvey, Swakala Bullock and Frazier on the wings.
And I like that lineup. Tyler Harvey, a little quiet tonight, 1 of 4 from the field. Only 3 points, but no free throw attempts. And he's been a little quiet, no assists. He's got the 1 turnover and a couple of fouls himself. But you put the ball in his hands, let him feel it, let him get that little rhythm of the game going, and let's see if he can get a few points on the board and create for his team.
Newley, Rattan Mays, Marcus Lee, Aquera, and Chris Golding check back into the lineup for Melbourne United. Still trailing by 7 points.
He did call on Will Hickey. Jackomas. Swakala Bullock checks out.
Here's Froling. He's already made a couple. The hot hand continues. And there's a new career high for Sam Froling. 27 points, 10 of 14 shooting. And there's still a quarter and a half left in this one. Golding. Rattan Mays, shot clock down to 5. Froling guarding him. Rattan Mays gets by and then just uses the shoulder to get some separation and gets the easy bucket.
Beautiful take from Rex there. Just putting his body right in the shot blocking path of Sam, trying to take away any contest.
They continue to go to Froling. Can't get that to fall. Because that last shot must have had a foot on the line. It was just given a 2-point, not a 3. And then the rejection.
Oh, my.
Marcus Lee wanted to throw it down. Froling had something to say about it. And then Hickey's pass picked off. Golding. He's already nailed 3. And 3-point shooting's just deserted Melbourne United since the first quarter. And they were making a fair few. They're now just going at 30%, 7 of 23. One stage they were 6 of 13, so 1 of 10 since. And that'll be a foul on Brad Newley.
There's a little bit more of Sam Froling. You see the toe on the line. And at the other end of the floor, elite timing. Last line of defense, protecting the rim.
Rajon Tucker will come back into the lineup. The 14 points for him. Just the 1 rebound for Rajon Tucker. Normally attacks the glass, averaging over 6 a game. And here's Michael Frazier, the former Wildcat. His 2nd game for the Hawks. Tried an ambitious lob for Badiang. Unsuccessful. Marcus Lee running the floor. Ratan Mays likes the match-up on Harvey. Good help defence, so Barker is wide open as he getting the bounce. Good heads-up play from Madiang. And they draw the foul.
Great play from Madiang. Knocked that away. Don't give it a chance to bounce in. Surprised Ratan Mays passed that out of the block. Loves taking smaller guards down low, and that's the Lockie Barker attempt that got knocked away.
Looked like it was going to drop. Timeout being called. Froling just coming to the bench, I should say, having a well-earned breather. Just having a little peek up at the scoreboard, as you do, Mitch, when you know you've got a few. Just have a little look up, see how many it is.
I try and actually, if you feel like you're making a few and you're in a bit of a rhythm, I actually never look at the points. I'll always look at the other guys in the other team, like who we don't want to score the ball or who's actually doing well, because you sometimes forget who's actually playing well for the other team, putting points on the board. But for me, if I look at, I have this curse, I think, if I look at the score and I'm like, oh, I've got, 15 at the half, I normally got 3 for the rest of the game. So I try and avoid that cardinal sin for myself.
It's a bit like my golf game. You start counting, you're playing a good round of golf, and then you know what's coming next. Bad hole. Melbourne United got some work to do. Trail by 7. Heatling, again, good defence from the Hawks. So Barker's going to have to just jack that up.
Jeez, clunky. Laborious at the offensive end there for Melbourne United, and they come up empty.
Sam Froling spoke to Matt Russell at half-time and said defence would be the aim in the second half to try and keep United to under 40 points. They've kept them to 11 in this third quarter. And Madiang just drops a little one.
That's the touch from the big fella.
That was very nice. He just kind of strolled in there, very like Sunday Arvo down at the tan in Melbourne for a walk and just popped it in.
Good? Got a foul. I got a foul. 2. Push.
He's excited. He's excited about the call.
Was it a foul on Lee? They just donked him one.
Marcus Lee, just the 4 points in this one. As you said, Liam, coming off a couple of 10 and 8 games.
Yeah, they just haven't been able to get him involved. It's the pick and roll coverage from the Illawarra Hawks, Sam Froling, Mango Matiang, these guys staying attached. And the effort of the guards to fight over those screens and make things tough. And they've been able to stay with Marcus Lee.
Chris Golding hasn't been able to score in this third quarter, but Tucker, he continues.
Move, isn't it? Just smooth with how he plays. Sees the mismatch, got size, got a bit of speed, and the 2-hand backboard slap.
16 points for Rajon Tucker, clearly leading scoring for Melbourne United. Golding again with some good defence. Harvey's going to throw it up. It's only a matter of time before Tyler Harvey gets going. Just his 6th point for him. Good signs for the Hawks, and they lead by 10.
That was deep, really deep. Nothing going underneath. Frazier just tosses it out and over the outstretched hand of Tucker, bottom of the net.
I reckon that's 2 guys in the league, is Bryce Cotton and Tyler Harvey. Off offensive rebounds, I reckon they would have to be the leaders in points scored off of an offensive rebounding set. Because every single time we've played Perth, I think it's been Bryce every single time. Seems to find the bottom of the net one way or another, and Tyler Harvey's always a recipient of that as well.
It's starting to get towards season on the line stuff for Melbourne United. There is the pick and roll for Lee, who throws it down, gets the foul. That's the way to get the big fella involved.
That's what they've been looking for. And finally able to find that angle. There you see Froling had to stay connected to the ball, a little extra count, and it opens the lane for Marcus Lee to finish at the cup.
I think that one too, if you're Deng and you're sitting on that weak side, you have a big like Sam Froling stepping up to the line of the ball and letting Marcus Lee roll past you. You've really got to try and do your work early, slide across. You've got Mason Petting in the corner. You just got to try and take that charge for a big man who's really rolling hard on the rim.
Hickey sees parted and just had an easy lane to the bucket.
Good take, good read from Hickey. Defense sitting off him, playing him for the pass. He scores it.
Golding, as we said, score in this third quarter. at 11 at half-time. Got the 1,000th three-pointer. That's going to be travel.
See, that's why Tucker needs to just put his head down and make a play. He's got the mismatch, Sam Froling in front of him. And if that's a knockdown shooter in the corner, that's Chris Golding or Xavier Rattar-Mays, sure, fire that bullet pass and put it in his shot pocket. Otherwise, put it on the deck, get to the cup, get to the free throw line.
Of course, this season, with thanks to MG, we know we're giving away a brand new MG ZS EV electric car valued at just under $45,000. Enter now, nbl.com.au/winmg. And the man who is going to win the Foot Locker Player of the Game, you would think right now, you can almost call it, is Sam Froling, career high 29 points, shooting at just under 70%. Still got a quarter to play. Of course, 33 points to the season high of anyone.
The turnaround jumper has been cash money from Sam Froling tonight.
I did see a thing that Chris Anstey was bringing out one Dirk Nowitzki. Maybe he's here a little earlier. Shout out, Chris, and what you have going on there, mate. I did see something, an ad pop up somewhere, so I must have been talking about fadeaways or historic, great bigs, and Dirk's name just came up, as well as Chris's. Can't mistake Mr. Anstey. But it's definitely rubbing off on Sam at the moment. He just can't miss.
Tyler Harvey with the spin cycle. And then the finish. And it's a game-high 15-point lead.
Oh, my. Wow. Staring down the barrel of sliding to 9th place, Melbourne United.
The foul's called. Rajon Tucker will get to the free throw line. But just take a look at this. Rajon Tucker just lost him momentarily.
Man, have this dance.
Oh, my. Thank you. Up to 9 points now, Tyler Harvey. And that's ominous if you're Melbourne United. He's starting to get warm. You may have to try and peg back a 15-point margin. Rajon Tucker's been probably Melbourne's best player tonight. Makes the first.
Geez, they were big minutes. Most of them with Chris Golding on the bench, trying to grab a bit of a breather. This game has well and truly gone the other way.
Trying to break a streak of 9 losses in a row, Marcus Lee. That's an important putback late in the quarter. Harvey's going to get one more look. And it all sets up for a big fourth quarter at the Wynn Entertainment Centre. Melbourne United, season on the line. Illawarra looking for their second win, and they are in control. They lead this one at three-quarter time by 12 points. Fourth quarter about to get underway here at the Wynn Entertainment Centre, and the fans are enjoying what they're seeing. They've been putting in effort at both ends of the floor. The Hawks, led by Sam Froling, 29 points, 11 of 16 shooting. He's doing everything he can, and his teammates are chipping in. Melbourne United, season on the line stuff right here, Liam Santamaria. If they can't win from here, it makes it very, very hard to make the top 6.
Yeah, huge mountain to climb from there, 5 and 10 in 9th place. But firstly, this one's not over. Secondly, you know, stranger things have happened. But for the Hawks, it's just been so fun to see them put the ball in the basket. As we've said before, the lowest scoring team in the league, last in the league in field goal, three-point percentage. But tonight, they've been knocking it down.
Well, let's get straight down to courtside. Brad Rosen.
Well, boys, we are absolutely feeling it here in Wollongong. The crowd's into it, the team's into it. They came out of that timeout and they said, we have done everything to put ourselves in this position to get the win. Let's go from here. Energy was outstanding. Matty, what did you see from Melbourne?
Brad, Dean Vickerman put a couple of his attack dogs on. Xavier Rathan-Mays, Rajon Tucker, straight on to Tyler Harvey and Peyton Seaver. He said both those Illawarra guards are in foul trouble. Go hard at them in this final quarter.
Peyton Seaver has the 4 fouls. Tyler Harvey with the 3. So look for that. See if they do attack.
Well, the issue is they haven't been able to get the stops that they need. Melbourne United. Illawarra bearing down on a triple-digit sort of scoreline. They've had 31 in the first quarter and then 20+ in each of the next 2. And they continue to tick the scoreboard over.
Here is Rajon Tucker. He tries to feed to Lee. Mays did well to keep it in. Barlow back to Marcus Lee. He was frustrated he couldn't get that to fall and get a chance for a 3-point play, but he'll get to the stripe.
And they will have, almost accidentally there, picked up a foul on Tyler Harvey. He's talking about Harvey and Peyton Seaver. Was it Harvey that picked that foul up, or was it on Sam Froling? There's Seaver on 4, Harvey's on 3, Froling's on 3.
That's just knowing the veteran. You got to know who's got fouls, and everyone else puts their hand up except the guy who actually fouls sometimes. Is just having the heads-up play there.
I'll tell you what, boys, we love our Hungry Jacks. And thanks to Hungry Jacks, you can whopper your way to LA. How good's this? Just grab any large burger meal at Hungry Jacks. Enter your receipt code to win 4 tickets, flights, spending money and accommodation to a basketball game in the USA. And all the kids want their Hungry Jacks right now. They want their free burger.
I'll be getting the burger on the way home, boys.
Cheering home for Marcus Lee to miss. Oh, he lets him down.
You're not in New South Wales, my man.
Hey, I'll get on a flight. I'm that cheap. I got some Qantas points.
So, extended pressure from Melbourne United. Tyler Harvey had a great look. They're going to have to play a bit up-tempo here, Melbourne. Trail by 12. It was as much as 15. Can Rathan-Mays get hot like he did in round 5? He can't. Froling. He's done everything tonight. Now he's going to run the floor, kick it out. And then Harvey just stepped out of court.
That one hurts. Good ball movement. The notorious sidelines. The back foot just always creeps out. I'd hate to say this right now, but shout out Trey Kell. I think he's leading the league in that team in stepping out of bounds on the sideline. He gets it every video session.
That's 5 on Seaver. He's out of the game.
And there's a lady in the crowd. She knows how important that is.
Is he just heading straight to the locker room?
Seaver's just, he's out.
Wow.
That's awesome.
I bet you he reappears
on the other side.
On the other side.
There he is.
But that is a big blow, Liam, for Illawarra Hawks. Just his leadership as well out there. Let's see.
Well, it was a certain 2 points, so he took one for the team. And
would
then
you want
thought,
that, though?
maybe I shouldn't have done that.
You wouldn't want that, though, would you, as a coach?
Instincts took over, and he's out of the game.
He's been the main facilitator for Froling too. He's getting him in good positions, running the open floor, pick and rolls. Just short roll game's been great with Seaver in it. We haven't really seen those looks coming from Michael Frazier or Tyler Harvey just yet, so you hope those guys can pick up the slack and create a little bit of the easy baskets and the free points for Illawarra.
So he leaves the game with 5 points, 7 assists, no turnovers. Hickey might play some extended minutes now in this 4th quarter.
Well, big moment for Will Hickey. Saw him play really well a couple of weeks ago.
Rattan May's going to be aggressive. That's what Dean Vickerman wanted. He might have hurt himself for his troubles, but he'll get to the free throw line. Slow to get to his feet. Hoping he's okay. That foul might have been on Sam Froling, which would be his 4th foul as well. So already lost Peyton Seaver. But Illawarra have called a timeout. They lead this by 11, but it might be a good timeout because Melbourne United just starting to press. So Dean Vickerman going to talk it over with his side. You know, he wants to be aggressive, attacking the rim. They've already lost Peyton Seaver now with his 5th foul. Sam Froling's got 4, and Tyler Harvey's on 3.
They came out and executed exactly what he asked for. Didn't they, Joey? He wanted attack on the ring. He wanted to put the onus on the defense and maybe draw a couple of fouls. And they did it in a really clever way as well, not just putting their head down and driving on those particular guys, just making a focus of not launching from long range, getting catches inside the paint. They've drawn a couple of key fouls here. Fouled out Peyton Seaver. Froling's on 4. And still plenty of time to go.
Of course, the story of the game has been that man there, Sam Froling. They're going to save for the last 5 or 6 minutes of this. 29 points, 8 rebounds. Melbourne have a couple of free throws. Try and get the margin back to single figures and just put the pressure on an Illawarra side that are struggling to find a way to win. You know, they've lost 9 on the trot. Have to go back to round 2 for their only win of the season. Melbourne have got so much to play for. You know they're going to keep coming.
And so as they deal with these foul trouble issues, the Hawks, Jackomas is going to put Froling on the bench for a couple of minutes. That man, Seaver, he's fouled out. Making sure everybody's blocking out for a potential miss.
Cheeseburger, they get their burgers. The code is Hawks. Now everybody in New South Wales, go and get your free cheeseburger. How good is that?
Gorge might get a burger.
Little Monday night cheeseburger from Hungry Jack's. Thank you very much.
The one and only Brian Gorgon in the crowd.
Thank you to the former Hawks. It's Xavier Rattan Mays giving it to them.
Thank you. Howdy up.
Chris Golding. Let's see how animated he is. He knows how important these final 8 minutes are in this contest.
Well, it was a soft whistle, but hands on. Harvey cops one in the face. Doesn't like it, but it was there.
And they get some stops, United. Frazier. That's going to be against Rajon Tucker.
Just his second personal. Tucker, they've got a few guys on 3. Barlow, Marcus Lee, Chris Golding. Fouls starting to rack up.
I still just feel it not quite getting the rub of the green, Melbourne United. Let's get down to Brand Rosen.
Yeah, you can just feel the energy change as soon as those 2 fouls affected. I then watched the Illawarra coaching staff and they came straight down at Kimmy Conrad, whispered something to him, and I can tell you now, he is getting warm. He is ready. He's going to get the call up.
Yet to see any minutes in this game, Timmy Conrad. And that's another foul.
He pushed me. Elbow to the head. Ball, elbow to the head. Oh, man, you always dismiss. You guys always dismiss something. Now talk to me.
Frustration starting to get the better of Melbourne United. They might have some reason.
Oh, I didn't see an elbow to the head there. I saw him rock his head as if he did get hit, but that's Tucker trying hard to fight over the screen, but in the end, running into it.
They need to keep their head now, don't they, Melbourne United? Just got to keep their composure.
It's a tough call because it is a 50-50, but at the same time, you know, the Illawarra guys, they're staying off the refs. They're not really having a lot to say. And sometimes that does benefit you. With Melbourne, you can see there's a lot of negative body language in you know, recognition of some of the calls maybe not going their way. But as much as that is basketball, sometimes you have to try and respect them at all times. And it's hard. You know, tensions get the better of you. There's plenty of times where I've, you know, had my fair share to say to them and they don't get any calls whatsoever. But sometimes you just got to shut up and play hard and hope you'll get the call.
It's the best way to do it. Make some buckets. That's Rajon Tucker. 20 now for him. That's the way to do it.
Desperately needed for Melbourne United. Pulls it back to 10. Can they get a couple of stops?
That's the key now without giving away any fouls. Harvey probes, gets to his little spot. How many times we've seen Tyler Harvey do that? He's starting, as we said, to warm up. 11 points now. Ref's going to let them play. Hickey went to ground. 12 points the margin. Time now becoming an issue. Barlow, can he make one? He's long on that shot. Here's Hickey. Seaver fouled out of the game. Sam Froling still hasn't checked back in. He's on 4 fouls. And there's a good take and a good drive.
Jerry, you talked to Melbourne United. Here's that last play from Harvey. Just a momentary lapse in concentration from Rattan Mays. Allows him to get that catch, and then he wheels and deals and gets to his beautiful floater game. They're the little things that just haven't been there for Melbourne across the course of this season. He's been terrific this year, Xavier Rattan Mays. Leads the team in points, assists, second in rebounds. Momentary lapse in concentration. Caught ball watching right there.
Hickey makes the first. 9 points for him tonight. Playing some important minutes. Makes them both. Still can't get the stops they need, Melbourne United. Need to do it on both ends of the floor now. Rajon Tucker attacks the basket. He's up to 22. Barlow almost gets the stop there after, but Illawarra will keep the ball.
Well, dodged the bullet there. Matiang, he had it, just maybe took a moment too long to go up and flush it. 13 on the shot clock.
There's still time for United. We saw that wild finish in round 5 that went to double overtime. What are you looking for here, Mitch? Are you looking to step up for Melbourne United? You know, Tucker's got 22 points. Golding's got 11, but he had them at half-time.
On the bench.
Yeah, it's hard because, you know, they're not really running a lot of sets to kind of incorporate Chris. They do run a lot of the down action early in the games for him, coming off flares, you know, just rolling it into the block, even into a Barlow, and then running Chris off maybe 2 screens out on the 3-point line, trying to catch Tucker on the end of one of those screens who might be able to slip or make some reads out of that. But Tucker's doing a great job. He's diving on the floor, as you can see now. He's rebounding. He's being a menace. He's flexing on, you know, Will Hickey. Like, he's doing a lot of different things, but it can't just be a one-man show at the moment. And I think X is the key on court. He's been a little bit quiet with just the 9 points, 2 of 12 from the field. That's what hurts, I guess, their team at the moment, some of those missed shots. But for me, it's about, can he create and get downhill, put pressure on the rim. When he's done that, he's looked his best.
Let's get down to Matt Russell, courtside.
Yeah, good hustle there from Melbourne United, and they'll need a lot more of it. Their last game against Mitch Creek, Southeast Melbourne, they kept the Phoenix to 32% shooting. Tonight, they've allowed the Hawks up near 55% shooting. So, to you, Mitch, what's happened there? Have they allowed their clamps to loosen, or have the Hawks forced Melbourne's defensive clamps to loosen?
I think Illawarra have always been this potent offensive team. They've just been a little bit unlucky. Some of the streaks of shooting haven't been as, I guess, prominent as it's been in the past for them. But, Melbourne's defence, they've let a couple of straight line drives down, a couple of O-boards, kick-outs. And for Melbourne, it's about the defensive end and getting stops. They're not doing that, and it's allowing guys like Harvey, Froling tonight with the 29 points, and some of these other guys coming off the bench, William Hickey, 10 points. That's where they're really making the difference. So it's definitely the effort plays, but credit to Illawarra and the way they're playing tonight, mate.
Hawks just gone with the 8 players tonight in their rotations. The starters have played some big minutes. It's going to be an offensive foul on Michael Frazier.
Jacomas has gone back to Sam Froling, and I was wondering whether Dean Vickerman was going to go back to Chris Golding, and he is. It was just caught a minute or so rest there. Really crucial time. I mean, it's a 12-point game, 5 minutes to play. I mean, it's now or never for Melbourne United if they're going to make something of this game.
Chat to a player or someone from the Hawks about tonight's game, about the Kings game, about New Zealand's game.
Of course, no Isaac Humphries tonight, still missing with COVID for Melbourne United. No Shea Illy. Chris Golding generates something late. Time's running out. Good kick out. Rattan Mays just has to knock this down. His shooting woes from long range continue. 1 of 7 again tonight from 3-point range, same as Saturday night against the Phoenix. And they're now shooting at just 26% from beyond the arc after starting 6 of 12. Froling just cooled down a little bit, but that's still on the bench.
The danger point for Illawarra now. That 12-point margin we talk about as a professional ball club every single game. It's the 12-point, 11-point buffer. Around that double digits, once you tick over it, it's the most dangerous part of the game. 2 or 3 possessions either way, and the game can really turn. And as you can see, Sam Froling fouls out now with 5. Seaver on the bench with 5. Everything kind of falls on these second-tier, bench guys coming in. They've got to play big minutes. 4 minutes to go. That's a lot of pressure.
Take a look at the Amy replay. That is Sam Froling out of the game. As we take a look at the Indigenous jerseys that all the clubs will be wearing over the next few weeks. How good are these? Great concept. Every team has one.
Love it.
I'll be wearing them in the next couple of weeks. Playing South East Phoenix next week, Mitch. You've got Illawarra back in a bit of form.
Yeah, well, look,
there they all are.
I don't want to jinx them, but I hope Melbourne go on a bit of a run and come in Thursday. But look, they've played a phenomenal game so far tonight. They've really kind of held off Melbourne when they've made their runs, and some of these jerseys, as you can see, I reckon my favourite ones are the one in the top left corner just there.
You like that one?
The Phoenix one. That was pretty cool.
That Illawarra jersey. Yeah. Designer, artist, Arnie Trish Lovett holder. And of course, a shout out, Liam, to Larry Kesselman. 1,000 games as owner of the NBL. Congratulations to him. What a job he has done. Larry Kesselman deserves all the recognition.
Oh, 100%. I mean, what a difference he and his team have made to the league since he did take ownership 1,000 games ago. I mean, we were just in a completely, vastly different place at this point. So hats off to him. And the impact he's had on the league and Australian basketball as a result.
The players have a lot to thank for Larry Kesselman.
Oh, without a doubt, Larry's been absolutely instrumental in just shaping the way the game is now viewed, watched, played, enjoyed, and I guess spread around the world. The NBL is not just a basketball league anymore. It's the top league in the world outside of the NBA. A lot of great talented guys are coming back because of the foundations that someone like Larry Kesselman and the entire team behind the scenes at the NBL and above and beyond all around the world making this product is what it is today. So shout out Larry 1,000. It's the 1,000 night. Chris on 1,000, Larry on 1,000.
Indeed, it's Harvey. That might be the dagger. Rattan Mays missed 2 free throws again. That means he's missed his last 4. Not sure whether all the fans get the double cheeseburgers. But that might be costly, because Illawarra now 14-point lead. Rajon Tucker still trying his heart out. 25 for him. He's balling out, but it might be too little, too late. It's almost been a one-man show tonight. Only Golding and Marcus Lee in double figures for the United. The crowd are really enjoying it now. Illawarra just have to keep their head, keep their composure, and they'll get their second win of the season. Harvey to Fraser, a couple of the imports waxing together.
Party time. Hawkheads loving it. Haven't had a win to celebrate for oh so long. And here they are, up double digits, under 3 minutes to play.
Tucker. He'll keep playing to the death.
He plays so hard. You love how he goes about it, but gee, that man's pretty good too, isn't he?
Well, you knew he was going to get going at some stage, Tyler Harvey. He left it up to his teammates in the first half. Can they play party poopers a little bit, Liam, on the run home? Illawarra, from what you've seen tonight, they're going to be some teams that maybe they're all thinking, pencil it in as a win, that all of a sudden, with what we've seen, there's going to be no easy beats in this competition.
Well, they pooped the party for Melbourne here on the Amy replay. The kick back over the head from Harvey, and Fraser goes bang. Gets the crowd on their feet, and then Tucker takes it out on the rim down the other end. And yeah, I mean, this is a big loss for Melbourne United at the hands of this Illawarra squad. And if they're with the pressure off, them they break the duck. The Hawks, they snap this losing streak. They can start to play free and easy. And if they shoot the ball like this, I mean, look, 54% from the field, 40% from three. And piling on the points.
And I'll tell you what,
might be able to do some damage.
What about round 10? This matchup, the two best teams in the competition go at it. The Sydney Kings and the New Zealand Breakers, Thursday night in New Zealand. That is going to be an absolute beauty.
Big game. Breakers just slipped up at home over the weekend, losing to Perth. The Kings taking care of business on their home floor, and that is going to be a cracker.
Who's your pick? Thursday night, New Zealand, Sydney.
I'm taking New Zealand.
New Zealand?
On their home floor.
Mitch?
Oh, look, I love what New Zealand are doing. I think they touched us up by about 100 a couple of nights ago, so that was a long-ass flight back home, back to Melbourne from sad New Zealand. But I just think what they're doing on their home court is dangerous. Like, they've got the arena there. Basketball's back in New Zealand after a very long, travel across the pond. But it's just great to see basketball there and thriving, the community and the culture that New Zealand have, the players, the way they're playing and buying into a beautiful system of basketball over there. It's special. So I think New Zealand are going to pip them.
Matt Russell, what are you seeing courtside?
I'm seeing plenty of excitement from the Illawarra fans, and with good reason. The Hawks' last win, October 6. Here it is, December 5. They're about to have their second win of the season. 9 straight losses, a long time between drinks. Can they be party poopers? The crowd here says you betcha they can. Starting on Thursday night against Mitch Creek's Southeast Melbourne Phoenix.
Can they get some momentum? Melbourne United, well, they've got a double header next week. Saturday night, they'll host the Brisbane Bullets, and then Monday, fly over to Perth. Can you give Melbourne any outs, Mitch, the 2-day backup travel? Is that any excuse to potentially being a bit flat tonight?
Nah, not at all. Like, I mean, we just got absolutely pumped by New Zealand, then came back off an early flight. It's a tough one, but you just got to lock in mentally and understand that we're playing basketball. We're not performing brain surgeries, no one's lives at stake. We just got to really knuckle down and appreciate what we got. And this travel to come home, you get a day rest still, but you just got to come in and play basketball with your mates, with great fans and a great, community of people supporting you. You have to kind of pinch yourself and remember that 2 games in 3 days is not that big of a deal. You just got to suck it up and play well.
Well, it's been a milestone night for Chris Golding. 1,000 3-pointers puts him in illustrious company, but it's going to be a night he'll want to forget. The Illawarra Hawks now, a bit of party time. Matiang tried to get the crowd out of their seat. He couldn't quite finish, but he's played his part as well tonight, the big fella.
Who else has played his part? That man, Michael Frazier. I haven't spoken a lot about him over the course of the night. Has been super efficient. 5 of 14 from the field, with 14 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. They've put the ball in his hands at times. He's been the playmaker while Peyton Seaver's been off at times, and done a really good job defensively, chasing around picks. He's scrambled to keep up with Chris Goulding.
And look, Chris had a really good first half. He shot the ball well, but he's been a little quiet in the second half, and some of that comes down to, you know, the defensive work you spoke about with Frazier and some of the other guys from Illawarra, but I think some of that also comes down to Melbourne United and just not really flowing offensively, not really getting good looks and running plays specifically for him, or when they have, Illawarra have done a fantastic job of blowing it up, but you'd like to see the ball stay in Chris's hands a little bit more.
Coming into this game tonight, it was only the second time in 6 years that Melbourne United had lost 4 on the trot. It's now going to be 5 losses in a row. As we said, they've been close. They pushed your South East Phoenix the other night. They just weren't quite good enough. They played terrific against Tasmania, but couldn't get over the line when it mattered. They were good against Adelaide, just going down by 5 points, but here, Illawarra have found their mojo, and for Melbourne, it's going to be awfully tough the back end of the season to play finals, and you can see the smiles on the Hawks players and fans' faces. It's great to see.
It is great to see. This man here is making a big difference. Get all these guys on the floor. Peyton Seaver, if he can stay healthy, which isn't always what he tends to do, and with Michael Frazier on board, looking really good, mind you. And Sam Froling playing at a high level. Tyler Harvey up and about in recent times. A win here, and maybe they can start to build a little momentum and knock a few off.
And Jacob Jackomas is going to bring the bench on for a run. Sitting the starters out, so Froling's going to finish with 29 points. He's not going to get the season high, which is 33 for Milton Doyle and Xavier Rattan-Mays, but gee, he was brilliant tonight, Sam Froling. Some great support from Frazier, as you said, and Tyler Harvey. Deng Deng had his moments. William Hickey came on, played some important minutes. There's Malawatch getting his first points.
A big shout out to Timmy Conrad too. He's one of my favourite guys out there. Love what he does. He's done so much for Illawarra in the game of basketball in Australia, so got to give the man a whole bunch of love. Plus he's got a really nice beard that I can't grow.
So the Illawarra Hawks are going to finally get their second win of the season. They do it at home, and they did it in style, beating Melbourne United by 14 points. Really, they led from start to finish. Melbourne United hit the front at some stage in that first quarter, but really, Illawarra, off the back of Sam Froling, were in complete control. A pretty complete performance, really. And maybe, just maybe, they can spoil the party of a few teams looking to play finals on the run home. Still a lot of basketball to come. And Sam Froling, that man there, he was absolutely awesome.
He really was. He set up the win, 16 points in that first quarter, and he didn't look back. He had 22 at the half, 29 at three-quarter time, and that's what he ended up with. The other guys brought him home, and that's a terrific win for the Hawks. A big sigh of relief for Jacob Jackomas and their squad. The streak is over. They can get on with their season now, and winners are very much winners tonight.
Maybe a bit of the weight off the shoulders. As we heard, they can just play with a bit more freedom now. See if they can carry on the momentum. Michael Frazier there on screen, he's made such a difference. That's the message. Enjoy it, but don't be satisfied. For the crowd and the fans, they can enjoy it. Loyal supporters have turned out. Monday night basketball, it was a tough night to get there with the young families, and they've enjoyed what they've seen. And Mitch, you don't want to take him for granted next week, and it's off the back of, without doubt, the Foot Locker player of the game. Let's get down and hear from Sam Froling.
Absolutely, 29 points and 9 rebounds will get you that acclaim. But let's talk team first, Sam. Your last win, October 6th. Since then, there have been some heartbreaking defeats, some heavy losses, some dark days. So what does a win tonight mean?
Oh, it's massive for us. I mean, this season we've had ups and downs and big time. There's probably a few that we felt like we should have won, and there was some big shots that ended it for us. So tonight, I think coming out, we showed a lot of fight. I got fouled out in the fourth, and the guys stepped up. Tyler, started going off, and I think it shows that we can compete with everyone in this league, and we've had a bit of a rough run, but hopefully this kickstarts us a little bit.
You were 1-10 coming into tonight. The finals, according to many, were gone completely. So where does that fight and determination come from?
I mean, it's the 6th this year. It's not completely gone yet for us. You make that play-in game, anything could happen. So we just want to keep stacking up some wins and see how far we can get into this thing. And then towards the back end of the year, hopefully we're in that contention. 16
points in the first quarter. You finished with a career-high 29, going past your previous best 27. You also go past brother Harry with 27. So you're the Froling to catch now.
Yeah, we'll see. Last time I got it, he got it the next game. So, whenever they play next, he might be due for a good one.
And Dad's in the rear-view mirror, Shane, with 22. So where to from here from the Hawks, Sam?
Don't worry about him.
Is this a result you can build on?
Yeah, for sure. As I said, we showed a lot of fight tonight. We got another one on Thursday and then Saturday. So hopefully we keep building on this and get 2 more.
On to South East Melbourne and Cairns. Congratulations. Foot Locker player of the game, Sam Froling.
Well, they've broken the shackles, and maybe, according to Sam Froling, there's a few more wins in them on the back end of the season. They are not giving up hope of making that play-in tournament, nor that they should after a strong performance tonight. They defeated Melbourne United by 14 points. Matt Russell and Brad Rosen, they'll wrap it up right after this. $93-79, the home team gets it. The Hawks over Melbourne United. Sam Froling with a new career high, 29 points. He had to watch the end from the bench after subbing out, but there were plenty of people to provide once Sam left the floor. Brad Rosen,
what did you make of the Hawks tonight?
Well, I think it was quite simple. 93 points. We spoke about it at the tip-off, and we said they've just got to get more, and they got good stops. So you can go both ways. You can say their defense was great by giving up 79, keeping them to 41%, which then got stops, allowed them to run. They shoot a very high percentage and score 93. Outstanding game from Illawarra.
Jacob Jacomas will love that. The points advantage, rebounds, assists advantage. They're ahead of the shooting percentages as well. So Jacob Jacomas celebrating the 93-79 result and celebrating Sam Froling, his new career high, 29 points. So much to like about his game, especially his start, 16 points in the first quarter.
Well, like he said, he spoke to you at half-time. He said, I just saw that first free throw drop, and once that did, it was fantastic. But look, let's take nothing away from the fact that we have Chris Goulding shoot his 1,000th three in this game. Congratulations to Illawarra. I know Chris would want the win, but 1,000 three-pointers in this league, outstanding. Congratulations, Chris Goulding.
Yeah, that was a big highlight as Sam Froling just continued to deliver shots. 29 points, 9 rebounds. I wonder whether the stats review might give him a double-double after 24 hours to think about it.
He'll deserve it, but I'll tell you what, he'll also be angry that he got fouled out. And I thought Illawarra did a good job when he did get fouled out, because there was that little time there where they look at it. But look, Hawkies, yep, that's their second win. Have a look at those top two. We see them soon.
And remember, it's top 6. You got the play-in tournament this season. The Hawkies, even though they've been written off by many, and understandably so, they're not giving up on the top 6. And we start round 10 in super fashion. The Breakers against the Kings. A lot to look forward to, and the Hawks have a bit to look forward to now because their team is a winner again. The Hawks over United, 93-79. On behalf of the entire broadcast team, we'll see you for round 10 Thursday night when Hungry Jack's NBL23 continues.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.